Thanks everybody for your active participation. I know this is a long amount of time, so thank you for the active engagement. So I want to highlight, just to set some expectations in terms of next steps. Another key thing that we've talked about in the scope of the Field Manager Development Program is the concept of a manager operating rhythm. So a few things to highlight there, like what is a manager operating rhythm? Right, you can read the slide, but a couple things to highlight is essentially codifying the best practices for how you manage your business. And as an oversimplification, putting it into two buckets. One, how are you planning and executing on your book of business? And then two, how are you managing your talent, right? The life cycle of your team members, from how you're recruiting them to onboarding them to training and coaching to developing their career, et cetera. And so each of these manager operating rhythms, right, provides some suggestions of what does good look like? What's the suggested cadence, standard dashboards and tools that you use to help assess. And so on the handbook page, you'll see links to manager operating rhythms for each of the different functions. There are some commonalities. So here's just a sampling. I don't pretend this to be fully comprehensive, nor, and also some of these may not be relevant to your role. But in general, these are some of the kind of things that came about as we gathered input from you all of the cadence of different types of activities in those two buckets. But as mentioned, the manager operating rhythm for each function really varies. So based on that, the next steps, we're going to have the functional enablement managers. You see names listed there. They're going to be following up with the leadership teams to talk about, all right, how do we want to operationalize this? And also thinking through, what does good look like for each of those areas? And then operationalizing, also looking at, what does success look like and where's the current state? And what are the gaps that we need to close? So are there training implications, communication implications to really get this to a consistent way that for each function, first line managers are managing their teams? We do, as you see listed there, have a request for a headcount to manage the growth and maintenance of the Field Manager Development Program. So TBD on that. These are, in the interest of time, so these are some of the key takeaways when we talk about the coaching topic. My ask for each of you, and we'll skip it in the interest of time for today, but is to think about what else is missing, or what else are your key takeaways, not only for today's topics of recognition and coaching, but really all the topics covered thus far in the Field Manager Development Program. So let me lead you with this. So 3 calls to action, and then we'll wrap up for today. Please do take just a few moments. Would love it if you could even do it today. Give us some feedback. It's 3 minutes of letting us know this particular session today, what you liked, what you didn't like, what we can improve upon, etc. Number 2, take time to self-reflect about the topics that we covered and make commitments to yourself. Whether you're a new manager or an experienced manager, hopefully you got something good from this session of new skills or just sharpening the saw, right? So what are 3 to 5 personal commitments you want to make to yourself that will help you be a better manager to your team? And supporting that, I'd like each of you to identify an accountability partner. So somebody else, it doesn't have to be in your function, but you can see the details there, right? Meet. And the whole idea behind the accountability partner is to hold each other accountable to those personal commitments, share lessons learned, bounce ideas off of each other, etc. So this is up to you all to self-manage. So, please identify an accountability partner at your, however you'd like to do that. And just to make sure that you continue to sharpen the saw with some of the topics and skills that we talked about so far. Are there any questions? Thank you all for your participation and engagement. Talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Summers and team.
Thanks.
Thank you.